that's amazing. All right, you're trumping me with the dog again. Finn,
No,
you and me are going to fall out.
I'm just going to leave it like that. No, there's another one.
Or
And
does the
one
dog
wasn't
trumping
enough,
you?
There's another one.
Birthday boy.
It is birthday boy.
I hope you haven't... Oh, look at that. He's whiplash with his ears. I hope he hasn't... Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for turning up. Dave, you're looking lovely, mate. I've got to say, I think Rory is one of my most favourite dogs in the world because there's no other dog that looks older.
He is lovely. He was 12 the other day, and we did have a bit of sad news this week that he's not very well, and there's nothing the vets can do, and he's just got to come home and have lots of fun. We don't know how long that is going to be. It could be months and months and months and months and months. But he's getting spoiled rotten, and as they always are in this house.
I know, mate. I've been there, and I know they do. I was actually, thinking of putting a dog costume on and hiding in the background to see if I could, but because they do. It's funny, isn't it, with dogs? They are joint first with the children. Potentially children are slightly second, yeah.
Yeah, I think they are in this house.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They're happy with that, though. They seem fine with that. The dogs, I mean.
Yeah, cool, mate. I'll tell you what, I wanted to say thank you. I got this today. Well, yesterday. Thin Blue Paw. Those little coins. These are coins. They're really detailed. We won't flick on the other side as well. They are really cool. And there's the other one. But ding, there you are. And do you know what? When I saw this photograph, I thought, I've flipped it. But actually, no, that it's because it's the writing is either side sort of thing. So it's called loyalty and honour and courage.
That's actually Finn. That's a picture of Finn.
Yeah, I know it is. You can recognise it. You can.
That's beautiful. I'm very proud of those. They are gorgeous. And, of course, the Thin Blue Paw one will help to raise lots of money for retired police dogs. So jump on the Thin Blue Paw website and grab yours today. Boom!
Yeah, you see, that's it. It's all about that. Have you got... These are good. Because it doesn't just pull off. No. You twist it, and then but you actually look at it. Right, have a look at that. Right? It's just a lip. You see, how's it a thread? And then the thread's inside. Honestly, it's technical. I've been looking at this stuff.
I designed that. You know, I painted it, did it, and everything.
You got the mould at the bottom of your garden, haven't you?
I've got loads of mould at the bottom of my garden.
Yeah. What a week! What a week it's been.
Oh, what a week it looks like it's gonna be as well. Oh God! So anybody who was confused about the start time of today, obviously we moved it about a bit because there is an important TV thing coming up, and it's nothing to do with Mill Harry. So we thought we'd make sure we didn't clash with that.
Yeah, and the important thing coming up is the tragic news that Sean Connery. Yeah. Okay, there's other important news, but bless him, Sean Connery, 90 years old.
I know. I thought Sean Connery was excellent. I loved The Hunt for Red October because I was only young when it was on.
Yes.
I did actually watch a Submariner talking about it the other day, and they said it was absolute rubbish. But they enjoyed the story. They enjoyed the story themselves. They thought it was ace.
All I know, to run a good submarine, when it's being depth charged, you need to just have a very big spanner. I think that's all. If they just tightened all these things up in the meantime, surely at the beginning they'd have been all right. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know how they do it though. I couldn't spend 6 months underseeing. I'm not very good with confined spaces. So I couldn't do it. So
no. And going on that theme, since I left the armed response in Devon and Cornwall, I noticed the Cornish armed response contingent have been. I'm not sure the latest uniform. You can actually see. You can actually see. There's a Cornish flag under there. There you go. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. That's how it used to be done, though, mate.
They've got the latest kit there, haven't they?
That's how it used to be done. And even when I was in there, we used to have to go into the safes, get the guns out. But in the old days, they used to just grab hold of any confiscated weapons they could. That's nationally, wasn't it? They used to go in and see what weapons they'd got from the latest bank robber and crack on with that. Yeah, but anyway, like I say, we've got Boris Johnson coming on, I think, at 5. He very nice because he did it at 4. Then he realised we were coming on at 4, so he's moved it till 5. So that's why.
Which I thought was really kind of him, to be fair. I mean, he is an avid watcher. So, hi Boris.
Yeah, thank you, Boris.
Called Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
And I know you try to get us to support you, but we can't because we've got to be impartial, and all that sort of thing.
For me, for my benefit, for the benefit of my pension, we need to stay in.
Yeah, because politics hasn't been.
Stuff that's not impartial. Harry has another YouTube channel. Please go and join it. It's it's brilliant.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to do something on fatal road traffic collisions on Monday, 7:30 on Harry Tanguy. I think I'm going to change Harry Tanguy to Farms and Fatals, but I'm not sure. I haven't made it up yet. But loads of comments coming in actually. Where's Harry? Is that probably when it was the YouTube thingy? So the start, because you start with a screen, and it's really good actually to do that because the numbers then build up as apart from right at the beginning. The numbers build up on that bit, and then we can hit the ground running really.
Apparently, Boris needs to watch our channel for a dose of common sense. I take that as a compliment. I guess that means that you think we're what's them.
But we can't get into too much. Although Labour have been very quiet this week, with certain suspension of their previous leader. But that's just we have no opinion on that, do we, Dave?
No, not on screen.
No. So everyone's sending Finn. This is a different. This was a misfire. I hit the one below. What does it say? Watch you guys clay penny shooting the other day.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, look, Maria, that was just carefully edited footage to make it look as though he won.
Yeah, it was edited by a blind man as well.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. He's phenomenal, isn't he?
He is phenomenal. We should get you out to do some dog training one day just to see if you're better than me. I'm sure there's plenty of people on here who would think that you are.
Yeah, no, clay pigeon was definitely... it's not a natural. I think I was a natural for about 10 seconds when I think I probably hit my first and second
you should
play.
have stopped after, I think, the second play. You would have had 100% record.
But it was one of those... It was one of those that it lulls you into a false sense of security. It's a bit like shooting a Glock, really, is you'll get a full 50 out of 50 and you'll be banging on it. And then 3 weeks later, you go back, shoot again. And you sort of remember it was quite easy, but you forget it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like if people play golf, if they just take every swing.
It's muscle memory, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but it is muscle memory, but it's actually getting everything right. I mean, with the foresight, rear sight, foresight at the front of the gun, obviously, and so you got the one bits and the two bits at the back.
I try that, and it still doesn't go where I want it to go.
Yeah, but with clay pigeon, of course, you're anticipating quite a lot, whereas police shooting, you're not necessarily. We do a little bit of it, but you tend not to do them as they're running, because the only reason you'd really be shooting them if they're running towards you with a gun, which, of course, they stay quite still then. We'll do ones where they're clay pigeons, they fire them straight at you. And it's in your interest to shoot them before they hit you.
That'll make it interesting.
But I did remember, I can say now, we did find some inflatable bunny rabbits once, balloon bunny rabbits that we shot on our VIP training once, because they were there. That was in outside Quarry Range, which was fun, which just showed.
I need to tell you about a job. I've got to be careful, but I'm not supposed to talk about my police dogs too much. But I had an amazing job with Pearl the other day. Yeah, I had an amazing job with Pearl the other day. And it was just, I set her up to search his house, and I wanted her to search downstairs first. So I tried to guide her downstairs. And initially, she knew she wasn't going to get away with it, so she went that way. But it was just so that she could bide her time, so that when we went in the first room, she literally parkoured up the wall, around me, behind me, shot up the stairs, and said, "Found it!" I kid you not. The search of this house to find the stuff took about 7 seconds.
Because I know how much training you put in. And not be funny, compared to even other dog handlers.
Oh, I don't know about that. Don't start an argument.
I know, but I just see, you get various types, just as you do with different AFOs and different PCs and whatever. And some people, we do have to live and breathe it constantly, but my God, you are constantly... and even in your spare time, at your own cost, you were doing that as well. So... thank you. Well, we don't know really where they're going to lead to sometimes, Sharon. Love your weekly chats halfway through your book, Harry. It's fun. Oh, right. Well, I genuinely didn't pick that up for that one.
Yeah,
but now it's mentioned.
I've got a book. Has everybody seen Harry's jumper pose? Hi.
Oh yeah, you
I
know what
love
that
that
was?
picture, Harry.
I know.
Have you got it?
I
Have you got it?
know. Oh, careful! You
I've
got it.
got it. Are you
Oh,
ready for this, people?
you
So,
twat.
Sharon, I'm sure people must join in to this weekly and think, oh, they plan it. They've got it all planned weeks in advance. Well, quite often we just turn on and see what's going to happen. Anyway,
We do.
prepare yourself for this. Ladies, you might want to sit down because it's beautiful. Get ready for Harry's picture.
Oh, you miss it. Oh, it's gone. It's not there.
Leave
All
them
right.
hanging.
I'll give you him back. All right. I'll give you him back. Go on then, mate.
Oh, you just want to leave them hanging, don't you, Harry? Look at that. That is Harry's catalogue pose.
I tell you what. There is a brilliant newspaper called
don't
the.
be funny on me.
There's a brilliant newspaper called the Moorlander, right? And it's like mid Devon, but it's all over Dartmoor, and you can imagine there's not many population in Dartmoor, particularly apart from Anne Widdecombe. She lives there, and there's a place called Widdecombe on the Moor. Did you know as well? But I don't think it was named after her. And they asked, can we just do an interview of basically local police force, 30 years, what your reflections are, and all this sort of thing. So I did that, and they sent a photographer round, and the photographer, Chris Saville, is he came round. What a lovely guy! He's an used to take photographs for I think the Telegraph and the Times, all the slightly better ones. And anyway, now he's he does it himself. And so basically, yeah, I got a few photographs of him afterwards. So he's a top guy. But I was surprised they sent quite a small what's the word? Spread. But it's lovely. It's a bit like Devon Life and all that. They love having their nice photos. They're beautiful photographs. Yeah. Look at it, the Moorlander. It's online as well. Have a look at that there. What's this then? Who have we got? Hazel. Just reading Search Dogs and Me. Neil Powell. Interesting relationships between police and search team. Recommend it. That's pretty good. I tell you what, this is one, and I do apologise. And if they are seeing this, I don't know if this was. I think this was just a passerby. This is what our lifeboats are at the moment. Remember, with COVID and all that, they can't stop.
Wow.
This is like St Ives. I believe this was off St Ives after a family of 4 got swept off the rocks. I believe they survived, but that's St Ives.
They showed the Cornish waves on BBC News this week because they were saying there were 20-foot waves off of Fistral or something.
Oh yeah, it was
Some
huge.
of them were out there because the storms were coming in, weren't they?
Yeah, I had a flood warning on my hot tub. I tell you, it was. Here we go. This is in Liverpool. Honestly, he's the most docile, lovely dog.
He is lovely, bless him. I'm not sure what we're going to do without him, and I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, mate, I think we're going to have a couple of weeks of mourning because I don't think you'll be fit to come on here, knowing you.
Wow, no, I might just sit here red-eyed, not being able to speak because I just burst into tears. I do love my dogs. I'm sure some people think I'm stupid, but I absolutely adore my dogs.
No, dog lovers don't.
They helped me through a very tricky childhood, so I'll do anything I can to repay them.
That's it. That's how you got into dogs, I remember.
Yeah.
It's those first real bonding relationships you had, really, that just showed that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with them, really. That's it. So it's lovely to be able to do a job that...
Stop making... You're going to make me blubbery and upset, so shut up.
Yeah.
So, Harry, you've got a month's enforced rest coming up. What do you do?
A month's enforced rest. What do you do? Well, when you've read your book...
Yeah!
They've heard enough about mine. When they've read your book, and I tell you, we're all in different situations, aren't we? Because I was saying to someone today, I'm in a very fortunate position. All right, I've worked for it, so I don't feel guilty for it, but I'm in a very fortunate position. I think someone who's lost a relative or has been really ill is going to have a very different opinion from someone who's just about to go bankrupt because they're a small business. And that line of where you go with the country is an impossible line to hit because you have to have one without the other. Some people say, well, no, you've got to just have health. But real life isn't like that. No. You have to look at the big picture. And I think that's changing all the time, isn't it? And that's the way I see it. So I would never be naive to say, well, they should be doing this. They're mad, because nobody really knows. And I have a really big concern for the future with how this thing is going to come out in the next couple of months. I think we've all got to be very careful.
Yeah.
But I also think that very soon people will be saying, right, we've got to start making money as well, isn't it? What do you do, mate? What do we do?
We paid for the Second World War for about 80 years, didn't we? I can see us paying for this for 200 years.
Yeah.
We have to keep going, but then you've got to keep people healthy. I would hate to have make the decisions that governments around the world are making.
Yeah. And I've got my elderly mum that I was going to visit. Now I'm not going to visit. I'm going to hold that off for a bit. And you've got other people who are like 95, and they say, well, it could be their last year now anyway. So, I want to, and you could really empathise for that. Yeah. I think the worst thing that I couldn't ever contemplate is having to go in, not being able to say goodbye to a relative in ICU or whatever, because of the risk that you would cause to other people if you did go there. And that is the devastating thing, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so
you're going to learn Japanese in your month, are you?
My daughter has been learning. God, I'm such a bad dad. She's in Loughborough University at the moment. Is it Japanese or Chinese? Becky,
Japanese. Come on,
it's Beccanese. It's Japanese. She's learning Japanese, right? So is
Becky next door listening? Hi, Becky.
Yeah, no, she's just listening to my side. She only likes my side. She does.
You're going to come bursting through that door in a minute.
She says it's half good. Left-hand side of the screen's really good, Harry. But, no.
I've got to tell you this. We've been trying to teach our parrot the Addams Family theme tune.
Really?
I don't know if anybody's got a parrot, but you'll sit there in front of the cage and do it to them, and they listen, and they won't repeat it, and then all of a sudden, randomly, they'll do it. So she woke us up at 6 o'clock this morning by going...
Did she? Oh, we got to. What a shame they will never do that to when they actually.
Oh, no, she won't. Now, while we're on here, she probably won't make a noise. But as soon as I put it down, she'll be like.
Yeah. Oh, Nick Knowles' thing came up. Pride of Britain tomorrow. That would be something to look at. So I don't normally watch that. I think I probably will this time. Yeah. I think people have got to do. Because a lot of people said they're going to get really hyper fit and all that sort of thing, and then they didn't get hyper fit. They just drank lots of beer instead. So I think you've got to have achievable targets and just nip them off one at a time.
Yeah, a month. I still stick with your plan of read my book and then read your book. I think everybody's month sorted then.
Yeah.
But if you want to do some dog training, I'm here for all your dog training needs. Look at that. That's a plug, isn't it?
Yeah, tell us, how's that getting on, mate?
Oh, mate, incredible. Absolutely wonderful. Anybody who knows me knows that I love training dogs, whether I'm at work or whether it's for friends. So, and we are going to lean, if we are going to be sort of enforced arrest, then we're going to be leaning on our dogs more than ever. So if you want to work through any of the problems, then give us a shout and we'll do what we can to help you. Anything at all. I'll cover everything to do with dog training. So.
And can you train like children and wives and husbands?
Well, funnily enough, there are massive crossovers. I'm not saying wife training. I am not saying wife training. No, I'm not getting involved with that. Although if you send me a DM. Child training, there's lots of crossovers between dog training and child training. So yeah, give us a shout.
Oh, there's a copper on Pride of Britain.
Oh, which one? Who?
Who got injured at work really, really badly and is now back at work, and she's amazing.
Catch up. Is that on tonight then, is it? Did you say?
Yeah, well, Nick Knowles says it is, so if it isn't, it's down to him.
Are you getting private messages from Knowlesy?
No, it's notifications.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but we know that you and Nick Knowles do have a bromance going on.
Yeah, we do. We're still talking through solicitors. No. We're doing.
We're doing. I got the same message.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, but it got to me first. That's the most important thing. But hey, I see what you've done now. Hey, tell me about this then. What's going on?
So every year we do a calendar, a Finn calendar. As you know, Finn's got lots of friends and family. And so, yeah, there's a calendar and Christmas cards, which are now available. Another plug, blimey, on Finn's website, fabulousfin.com. And one more plug, just one more, unless I talk about the Thin Blue Pour again. If you head to fins.store, Finn's got a 30% sale. So get in there quickly. It's a flash sale. Get all your doggy presents for Christmas.
For Christmas.
Love your animal.
And then, good. Excellent. And I came across this one. I was just looking at Twitter, generally. No, this was on Instagram. I like Instagram for photos. They're just nice. There's not a lot of waffle on there, is there?
No, Instagram's a lovely place.
You do. Right, who takes your photographs of Finn and stuff? Have you got a super duper SLR camera and stuff? Because
we've got quite a bit of equipment, but sometimes it's just randomly he does something and you grab your phone out of your pocket quick. Which one are you looking at?
Oh no, generally I'm going to bring one up. I should have done, because this one reminded me from Devon and Cornwall Police, who I love dearly. Is this one here for November coming up, of course, isn't it? So, and what they've done with the car. That car was around last year as well. Really nice, beautiful. And what they do is they do a lighting thing across Force headquarters, all poppies everywhere, and they're all moving around and it's beautiful. It's really nice to take a bit of pride in stuff for a change instead of moaning at everything.
Finn's outfit?
Mate, I had it off. I copied that one, and it's just not on my. I don't know where it went.
He's got the postman's arm there. The postman didn't bring him any presents, so he bit his arm off.
I did copy that one. I forgot to put it on.
Harper, bless her, she's got a little spider legs, so where she's running along, she looks like a massive spider.
I want to see it. We need photos for that. Yeah. So what are people? It's a shame, isn't it, for kids, grandkids, or whatever, that they can't do this Halloween thing. But
we've got over it over here. The kids are going round, and residents have put their number on, and then you come back and you get the treats from your family because you've visited 10 houses with Halloween stuff. So
that's good. I think people have been saying that. You have to go round, look for the houses that have these things, and then just, they get awarded for that, which is good. Hazel, you say... would you do a modern... would you like it based on me? No, because it would probably be shut down in a week. But I did ask Tony Stamp to come on for chat. I'm going to do a more concerted effort now. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I've been quite busy stuff. So I'm going to do a bit more concerted effort about getting some guests. I tried to get them varied. Lifeboat crew was really useful. But remember, we do have to go through... I know Lifeboat crew really well. First of all, we'll have one that is happy to come on and talk publicly. Secondly, you've got to get permission through the boss. It's a bit like with Nigel Lang with the air ambulance. Because they can't just let them go to anything in case they could be set up, say something that's a bit silly maybe, and reflects on their income in a big way if it's suddenly Daily Mail. So it's quite a brave thing for them to say, go and speak on Harry and Dave. But if they know this, they know we're not like that, don't they?
Hazel's trying to suggest that you would be, I think she means you would be the new Reg Hollis.
Oh, so cheeky.
I love that programme. It was brilliant. The dogs are beating each other up.
Although Reg Hollis was one of the most popular ones, wasn't he?
Oh, he was.
He was
But he was a strange character, like you, Harry. So I can see where she's coming from.
I think you'd make a good Juliet Bravo, actually, Dave. You just need a roughly fitting wig, and you'd be fine.
Thank you.
It'd be fine. But it's funny actually, because that's what my next book, which I have finished, but I'm not going to chuck out there for a while, it's a novel. And the best thing about a novel is to have all factual stuff in it, but by calling it fiction, then you can say anything you like, and you can embellish it a bit, and you don't need to get into trouble. So people have to choose which bit is fake and which isn't. But it's very much based at the Bill time, and it's in Cornwall, and it's everything I just remember, So there's not a lot of research needed on my part. So
someone's saying you should be Smithy, but you haven't got a very good Cockney accent, have you? Go on, give us your Cockney
accent. I can't. No, I can't.
Come on, please.
That's one thing I'm just terrible.
Cockney.
All right, lads, let's go down the pub then. It ain't working. It's not working, is it?
No, but it was brilliant though. That was brilliant TV, Harry. Well done.
I learned to do Scouser one because we had lots of Scousers in Newquay where I grew up, and then Torquay, mainly when I left. So it was like, oh right then, where's my Reeboks? And usually it was, I want my brief. And I don't know why they talk so high. So apologies to any Scousers out there, but they said, I want my brief. But they were certainly in the early 1990s. They were sort of likable rogues then, you know.
Yeah.
They were never really. I'm sure they haven't changed, but they're just likable, aren't they? Of course. But that was the only accent I could do badly then.
Finn. Hello, Finn. Someone's cooking dinner. Oh, the parrot just whistled at him. Someone's cooking dinner, so he's not interested. I will get him on before we end. Sorry.
Arthur's just sulking in a bed. He's feeling a bit low today. I think I don't know, he's a bit sensitive. We're trying to figure out what it is he's eating that he doesn't like. I think it's grass. He's addicted to grass, even though they're meant to eat grass when they do feel ill, so check it up. But my vet said that actually some dogs get addicted to it. They love it, and of course they're always ill then.
Yeah, it can become habitual for them if it's something that they've done quite a lot. And it's a habit it would be handy to get him out of, but it shouldn't do him too much harm. Quite often, dogs will do it if you sort of do hunting games for them, but there's no food reward at the end. Their stomach, because it's a hunting game, their stomach gets ready to eat, and then there's no food, so then they have to try and settle that, and then go for grass.
Okay. But then we'll give him a hide bone with bacon around it, which he loves. You know those little bacony things he loves. And then sometimes he is something. So I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's something. But he just goes into hiding mode. He'll hide behind the computer desk.
Yeah.
It's when they're feeling vulnerable, I guess.
Well, again, they've caught their bunny rabbit. They've had their fill, or they're not ready to eat. So they need to stash it, but they need to protect it from the other pack members. So, yeah, I mean, some dogs can get quite... very guardy and a bit snappy, but again, it's something that's relatively easy to get them out of.
Now this is the guy. This is the thing about what's your impression? What's your opinion on fireworks? Because when you and I were a kid, it was pretty much for 1 or 2 nights, and that was it. And now it's for about 6 weeks solid at least. And Arthur, my previous dogs are fine, but Arthur can't stand it. And it just stresses him out forever and ever. Lockdown, to answer this question, Arthur loved lockdown because his whole family were here all day, every day, and he got a bit peed off when we disappeared one by one.
So, Maria, keep your eyes out. We will be putting something online for separation anxiety. When it comes to fireworks, it is something that's relatively simple to help a dog with. But if you've got a dog that's got massive anxieties about it, it can take, you'd start making preparations this year to help them with next year's fireworks. It's that sort of slow.
I'll be listening to that. Dave, what I find when we're out on a walk and it goes bang, he doesn't care so much.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I do that. I do the typical firework. Oh, look, Arthur. Yeah, isn't it good? And like, it's fun. It's not scary. And he's fine, But it's when he's in the house, to be honest, I don't know if he's like hunting them or whether he's petrified of them, because he's like, and you think, well, is he? I can't tell if he's scared or whether he's angry.
Yeah. Now, Finn used to be a firearm support dog, so he just used to think there was a baddie outside with a gun. He's calmed down a lot now. We've helped him through it. But so sort of, because like you say, it's not fireworks night anymore. It's fireworks month, which I think is what everybody's heading. It's just no need for it, is there?
No, there isn't. It's such a shame. So I think, personally, I don't like too many laws, but I think laws need to start coming in with this because it's just affecting a load of... And you've got to think of PTSD with military guys and all that sort of thing. Yeah. A lot of PTSD comes out 14 years after the event, so we're going to have a big rush of issues with some military guys. And if they are listening, I have spoken to a few, and it can really be looked at and assisted and helped, and they are feeling so much better than they were. So there are ways. It's not just a permanent sentence as such.
Donna's just put on there that she's raising money for Thin Blue Paw. So thank you. So last week we announced we've got a sponsor, an insurance company that's given us a huge amount of money, but we have about 150 dogs, and that's growing every single week. So we're gonna. I think we'll have probably 300 dogs on the books eventually, maybe even more. So although the
How
money
do
from Animal Friends is amazing, we need to keep fundraising.
how do they select? How does someone just apply, or what? How does it
Yeah, so if
work?
you've got a retired police dog, you can jump on the website, fill out the forms. There are a couple of criteria, sort of fairly standard criteria for
Yeah.
all the charities. And then if a claim comes in, you then just contact us and let us know what the crack is, and then we'll help from there.
Brilliant. Caesar has a massive prey drive. Thankfully, he didn't eat the two things he's killed. He's just asked for loads of praise. Look what I've bought. So he does kill them because Arthur has caught a cat and a squirrel. He's got this thing about cats, and but he just sits on them like this. He's only done it once. He caught, and luckily, we took him to my father-in-law, and he's got a dog called Bobby who's got cancer, and he's a Jack Russell, and he's going downhill, bless him. But he saw Arthur going for the cat, go round the car. The cat ran round the car, and Bobby just nose butted the side of Arthur that knocked him off his stride, and the cat got away because Bobby gets on with the cat really well. I mean, it was amazing to see.
Absolutely wonderful.
It would have been one.
Maria, I work with high prey drive dogs every day, and I love them. You can literally get them to do anything, turn them inside out. They're wonderful, wonderful dogs to work with, dogs that have got high prey drive. That's my bread and butter. And my girl at the moment, Hero, massively prey driven, and she's just absolutely incredible. She'll stop on a sixpence, spin on a sixpence. She's so in tune with her dad. It's wonderful to watch. We do have to watch your fingers when they're coming back at 30 miles an hour to get their toy.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got the thing coming up in half an hour. So we will be off in quarter an hour, everyone. So you won't miss the Boris Johnson.
Donna, Teddy, yes. Me and Harry would love a Teddy.
Paz Dave, if either of you wants to tell you, let me know. My online pet show is about to close. Then that money will be transferred straight to TBP.
Thin Blue Paw.
Thin Blue Paw. It's the one thing I am useless at is 3-letter abbreviations. Can't work any of them out. Love this charity. It's so very, and the fundraising kept me going when my storm passed away. Yeah. I know, Arthur's 10. Stop being 10. You know.
No.
How do I nominate for? Oh yeah, well this is where Dave gets really embarrassed. I love it. How do I do? Right, basically, what we got to do is find a load of people. Right, okay. Look, I'm going to save your blushes here. Right, we need to find. We need to find a load of high-level supporters because of their respectable fields and whatever, which is really easy. And if it doesn't happen in the next 12 months, then bloody hell, it would be crazy. But no, you do it. You do it for your Lord Lieutenancy, actually. And your Lord Lieutenant is someone who represents the land when the Queen comes and royal visits and things. And every now and then, so the Queen says to all the Lord Lieutenants, all the counties, we've got 2, one in Devon, one in Cornwall, and they will say, who do you think should be nominated for various things? It could be the British Empire Medal, OBE, knighthood. Might be pushing it with a knighthood, but you know, and that's it. So now we've thoroughly embarrassed Dave because he's not meant to know about anything anyway. So this wasn't mentioned, okay? And that's how we do it. Good. Hi, Dave. So
there's many more deserving people out there that should be honoured in some way. So thank you very much, Hazel. Thank you very much, Harry. That's very touching of you. I'll probably get the keys to the gates of hell before I get an OBE.
Well, you know, you get so much crap as well. It's so annoying. I do feel for you, mate, because I know exactly what you're like, and I know exactly what some very few amount of people try to make you to be. So with a lot of waffle, but it ain't true. Anyway, I don't know if I dare put this one on, but no, I'm going to put it on later when we finish.
No, Sir Dave doesn't have a nice ring. Sir Harry, Sir Finn. Sir Harry, definitely. Yeah. Sir Finn has a good ring to it.
I need to have done something first, other than what.
I thought someone said Dame Dave then.
My true contribution in his life is that I spent too much time on Twitter. You see, somebody says, "Oh, you were answering." So I always
yeah. I suppose there is an up point to now. I'm not. If Finn's there, I'm going to hell. But if he's not, then I'm not going there. And he won't be in hell because he's flipping awesome. So I just need to go wherever Finn is. That's all I care about. Thank you very much.
I prefer to reign in hell than serve in heaven personally, but that's the sort of guy I am.
I just want to go where all the dogs go. That's it.
Ah, well.
Let me go where all the dogs go.
Yeah, mate. Where would a suitable person put themselves forward? Here we go. Can you have this one?
Contact as many of your local forces as possible. If you get to the top of the list, then they will come around and have a look at your house, make sure it's suitable, make sure the home environment is suitable for that particular dog. If it's not, you go back on the list. If it is, then you'll have the dog on a trial period until everybody's happy, and that includes you and the dog, obviously. So don't just stick to one force. Pick, maybe 2 or 3 forces, and get your name down on the list. You just give them a ring, or send them an email is probably the best way, and they'll put you in touch with the right department.
What are the things that they should sort of be more aware of when they take on a police dog, retired police dog?
It can depend.
And are there many? Do the owners tend to keep them?
Handlers. A high percentage of handlers keep them. Some don't want to keep them. Some can't keep them because the next dog is reactive or that dog's reactive, and they don't have the home set. So we're very lucky here. So Gemma's at work or I'm at work, so there's always someone at home. So we, keeping Finn. I mean, I was never going to pass him on anyway, but keeping Finn was very easy because there's always someone at home. But if you haven't got that, and it can be tricky. But I'd say probably 70% of handlers keep their dogs. But it depends on the dog. So there'll be dogs that are suited to every, a house with kids and other dogs and whatever. But there'll be dogs that just need to have one.
Do you remember when Gareth Greaves, in his book, Hero Theo, was it? He was a guest of ours, and he had to give up one of his dogs initially, didn't he? Because of these circumstances, which just ripped his soul out of his chest. Horrible. It's not because they want to; it's just because there is no other choice. Sometimes it could be the fact that it's not particularly safe around their small child that they've just had, or whatever, or something like that. So it could be something that you're tempted to give the child away, if you ask me, but instead. You can see, that's why they have to just give the dogs away sometimes.
Absolutely. I think like they want to make sure you've got secure fencing and all that sort of stuff. So, there we go. The Prime Minister is set to announce a month-long lockdown. Someone also saying that the Queen said that she's going to hand everything over to Charles next year.
Well, personally, I mean, I've been, because of my protection side of things, VIP protection, with Prince Charles, I've probably been with him, stood alongside him, worked with him for probably hundreds of times now in the 15 years. And I've got to say, what a decent guy.
Yeah.
And he works his bits off for it.
Yeah.
And I always remember being in a convoy going back from one town and he was going to another location, and the convoy went through this little strip in Cornwall with loads of trees and country lanes. We were just driving through, and I was in the backup car, the car directly behind his, and his car stopped, and he jumped out, and all the officers, protection officers, jumped out wondering what was happening, and he walked across to this little cottage where this elderly woman had a bunch of flowers. No. And she was just holding it, isolated. No one saw a thing. And he went over and he had a little chat with her, and he took the flowers and realised the flowers weren't for him. It was no, it wasn't. That's true. No, it's not true. Prince Charles stole my flowers. Daily Mail. No, it wasn't that. And he was so sweet and endearing to this lady, and got into the car. And of course, nobody sees that. No, nothing. And I see the work they do, and I tell you now, if I could flick a switch and be a member of the royal family, there's not a chance in hell. Absolutely not a chance. And I speak to the people that they visit, such as the charities, local businesses, that sort of things. And I say, so what does it do for you? And they're like, oh my God, you can't believe it. Because our international sales, our exporting will be massive because we've had a visit from the royalty and they love royalty. Our figures will be soaring because of what they've witnessed elsewhere, you know. So I think it'll be good. I know the popular thing is, you know, bring William straight in and whatever, but he's good. Trust me. I used to be a copper.
Yeah.
Okay, what time are we? We've got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. I got and you still got 15 minutes after this when they do their when he comes on, does his thing. Yeah. He was advised. I'm so thankful he was. But
yeah,
even more thankful.
Gumtree. I mean, Gumtree's not a place that any animals should be advertised, I'm afraid. I mean, I thought they'd done something about that, but they clearly haven't. I think it's disgusting. But thankfully, that dog ended up in a good home with you, so well done. Someone, what was that last comment that you put up? Someone asking for trigger words. Yeah, there's loads of trigger words. Never telling you. Send me a DM.
Yes.
How do they deal with not being with their handler anymore? You know what? For me, the best option is that they stay with their handler, but it just sometimes isn't possible. So it's just like any rehoming. You know, the dog can be quite shut down. I think one of the big dog rescues did some work with scientists, and they came up with the 3, 3, and 3 theory. So 3 days, the dog will be in complete shutdown. Then 3 weeks, it opens a bit more, and then 3 months in a new home before a dog, you know, properly starts to accept its surroundings. So,
yeah. If you are on lockdown, then and you're a bit climbing the walls, YouTube is. If you don't look at YouTube, have a look at YouTube, because you can.
Yeah, we need more people to sign up, don't we?
Huh? Yeah, we need more people on our YouTube. It's where all our other chats have been. And we're also, if you search us on any of your things like Spotify and things, we'll be on under Frontline Chat and that side of things. There you go, Finn! What beautiful. Maxie! Oh, sorry.
Maxie's a cuddle monster. So, yeah, Harry and I will be here throughout lockdown. So if you do get bored, Harry and I will still be here to try and cheer you up. Finn, quick, come, quick, because otherwise Bojo's going to steal the thunder. Quick! Up. There's people wanting to see you before we go. So there we go. There's Finn.
Yay! Wait.
Whatever Bojo does in the next hour, stay positive.
I'm trying to enlarge Finn, but I can't. I can only enlarge mine because I'm.
Yeah. So stay positive, everyone. We can get through this together. Harry and I will be here for you. Let's keep everything nice. We don't need to be nasty on social media. There's too much nastiness in the world without that. And
no. Exactly. Just remember, you can hear us on Spotify, other formats. Just search Frontline Chat. I have got an ex-ACC Assistant Chief Constable who is very much in the security world coming in on 21st. I've got to fill some slots before then. I say I'm just trying to keep it varied. I could get a tornado pilot instructor who is absolutely awesome, and he does a lot of stuff on PTSD and helping. I think I wanted to use him for the actual ride, but it'd be lovely to have him on sooner than later, I think. He's called Tim Davies. So I think we need to have him. So we will be. Dave, how are you for next 4 o'clock next week? Are you on late?
Yeah, I think I'm here.
Good.
Tips are normal.
Excellent. Okay, in that case, I think we will leave it there, everyone. And remember, you can, just follow us on YouTube and that side of things. Leave it there. Stay safe and be good.